Hello and welcome to today's episode of the Untold, the show where we have great individuals with their great stories and their journeys. I'm your host, Abdullah AlHendyani. I'm joined by my colleague,
Lujain AlAtheri, and today we have a wonderful guest, Awatif AlAmeeri.
Yeah.
She's an educator and inspiring language teacher on social media, and she worked in the private sector before finding her role as a teacher and a freelancer.
Yeah, and honestly, she had such a wild and, I would say experienced kind of journey because her description, our producer said her field is the philosophy of teaching.
That's
which
amazing.
It is such an amazing and such an honor to sit with her and, gain some of her knowledge.
It really is, and I hope we get to dive into various fields with her, especially what she thinks the future of education is, especially with social media playing a big part in children's lives these days.
Yeah, and the focus of our episode is going to be on students. So I'm really, curious to sit with her and see what she has to offer us. But first, we are going to take a very quick break and we'll come right back after this one. And we are back with Awatif AlAmeeri, and I want to thank you for being on the Untold and joining us first.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. And I believe you are, our brief mentions that you are an exceptional, teacher, and you are very experienced in your field. So it is very much a privilege to have you here.
Thank you so much. Thank you for inviting me.
No.
I feel privileged myself.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, I'm hoping that we're going to learn a lot of interesting things from you.
Inshallah.
Yes. To start with, how did you go from being a classroom teacher to the established voice for English and social media and education?
Okay, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Honestly, it happened while I was bored at home.
Really?
Yeah. I was bored at home. I was between jobs. It was the time I was freelancing in English. And I wanted that place where people come back to, where my students come back to, where they can, if I start teaching, because I kept on, repeating myself. So I said, why not have a place where someone expresses more about, especially I focused on grammar because I love grammar and nobody else does, but I wanted to focus on that. So I said, where can people go? And honestly, a lot of friends of mine did tell me that. Also, I'm not going to, they said, why don't you try putting your content on, because people want to learn English and grammar. I said, okay. So it was between jobs, but alhamdulillah,
Alhamdulillah.
it grew after.
Yeah. What was about, because you did mention you liked grammar. What was about grammar? Because I was a good English student. I was in the government system, so a lot of the other students were cheating from me. But if you ask me, why did I use this kind of grammar? I have no idea. I was only following sentence structure. Yeah. So what is about grammar itself that kind of, segued you into it?
Well, the thing is, because as a teacher, for me, as I started just like you.
Yeah.
I did not know why this was this way.
Right. It just sounds.
It just, this is the way it is. Okay. Yeah. Why do I use this? Why do I use that? So while I was teaching, it was the struggle of having to explain this to students.
Right.
So that's where I started going back to studying how to teach it in the quickest way and in the way where students understand it. So it's like simplifying it, which took a lot of time, not a one-time thing. So you're right, grammar, you see it, it's the way it is, but you don't know why. And the why is what got me more interested. And then when you see the results with students and the students started understanding and started going, oh, so that's what it means. And that's why I started falling in love with it.
My English teachers were always my favorite in school. And I even studied English literature.
Wow.
But I do feel that way about the grammar because I learned a lot through reading. And so there are many things where I understand very complicated words, but I can't explain them to people or why they're used in a certain way.
Right.
So I do think that the fact that you use social media to promote this is very interesting. But going back to being a teacher, do you remember the first class you ever taught?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes. It was very long.
Yeah? Do elaborate.
Yeah. Because, as a teacher, you come for explaining something for the first time. And I was worried and I was like, are they going to like me? Are they not going to like me? Is it going to be clear? Is it not? But the good thing about all my life, I've been training for this because I was in training and dealing with students in other different fields. So when it comes to the official academic classroom and for you to explain certain rules, it wasn't easy. I used to take such a long time explaining it, especially on day one. Like I remember day one, I went back home, sit over. Is that it? Because it was really not easy. And I tell each teacher that. I said, don't think I explained this way from the beginning. No, in the beginning, it was not this easy. But with time, definitely you get to the point, you know what clicks with students, you know how to give the message very clearly. So with time, it became a lot easier. So no, don't remind me of the first day. It was very,
And so,
very long.
how do you earn the respect of the classroom? Because, and I'm talking about boys' school, for some reason we had teachers who had classrooms with all kind of chaos, but then some other teacher with a classroom that was like complete silence, and you just don't know. So what was about, those two approaches that defined the teacher's approach to the classrooms?
Honestly, you have to respect to get respect.
Oh,
So you respect those students, you know they're humans, you talk to them properly, make eye contact with them, understand that each of them come from a different environment.
right.
They don't know you. They're going to test you, especially if they're young. They're going to test you. They're going to test like how strong you are. So it's your body language that makes a difference. It's your eye contact that makes a difference. It's your voice that makes a difference, your patience and your kindness. You have to use that, your patience and kindness and respect. Respect, respect, respect. Respect that they're also humans that want to learn, that, that they're interested in what you have to show them, what you have to give them, or you have to offer as a teacher. So the more you communicate them with respect and the smile and kindness, but you're strict, but you're to the point, but you're not. And like I said, this didn't happen overnight. With a lot of trying and a lot of, like you said, chaotic situations, and things got better. Yeah.
I love that. I love the idea of give respect to get respect. Especially, I feel a lot of young people feel like they're not taken very seriously by adults. So for a teacher to listen and respect them as well, it will help them respect and understand the teacher more.
Yes.
So also going back to what you said about environment, what role does that play in a children's upbringing or learning in school? Does it affect it?
You mean environment at home?
Yeah, does the environment at home?
Definitely it does. Definitely. And here, let me talk about those environments where you feel the student is not coming from a very healthy environment, where a student is angry or a student is, just like he hates school and nobody cares about him. It's not that you give him the most attention. You have to be careful of that because everybody deserves attention. But with that student, you have to not forget that he exists and not be angry at him or take it personally. That's the point that matters the most, not taking things personally. It's not his fault that he comes from a very not healthy environment. And definitely home environments make a difference. I always tell parents, you know what, it starts also from you guys. A lot of parents say, no, it's from the school. The school's not doing the job. No, it's both of us, the school and the parents. So healthy environment at home does definitely affect, but you get that student that doesn't have it, and it's okay. It's always okay. Make that classroom a good environment. That's all your responsibility. What he does at home or where he goes, that's why I usually like to focus on the students inside the class instead of just throwing all these homeworks at them and letting them do it at home. No, let's do it inside the class. You know what, we got time, let's do homework now.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I prefer that in front of me because then I make sure that he learned. I make sure that I showed him that I care about what he's doing. And then, of course, definitely you always have to give those, encouragement phrases where you have to encourage them, great job, you keep on going. Yeah, you're right. Wow, what a great question. These make a difference with students, definitely.
It does. I'm only laughing now because now I'm remembering all those teachers back in the day. They're like, oh, you did a good job. And then I remember all I did was like solve 1 + 1 = 2. And it's like, okay, now it makes sense.
Yeah, but your face makes a difference. Like your attitude, like when you say that and the teacher says that, we really mean it. Like a lot of students think we don't mean it, but we do mean it. We're really happy that you got it. We're really happy that, because it's step by step.
Right.
So when I see you taking this small step, I know you're going to go to the next one and you're going to succeed and the next one. So it starts with me.
Right.
It starts with me saying, you know what, good job, because not a lot of people are going to say that to you outside.
Yeah.
So why not tell you now? So we do mean it when we say it.
And that's good, alhamdulillah, for having such a passion for teaching. And, I do remember fondly a lot of my teachers, because for me personally, and I'm sure a lot of my classmates are going to share the same sentiment, we had a lovely years throughout school. It has been nothing but, fun and chaos, but it was also a learning process.
Yes.
And I only say that because I graduated really high marks. So it wasn't all just laziness and everything, but it was a really fun experience. And that is all thanks to teachers like you, right? With enough passion for the job.
And here you had both experiences where you were very serious about your education and you studied really hard, but at the same time you had fun. And you'd not forget that side of you where, the experience of being in school. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, and I think that goes back to teachers who allowed such fun to exist in the classroom.
Definitely. I remember strict teachers, and I just never understood them. Like,
right.
they're coming, like we'd go the other way just so we don't, don't
I remember those teachers too.
Yeah.
No, positive reinforcement does play a huge role, especially when you're a child or young, or even when you're a teenager or a young adult, or any person really, I feel. It just helps you to believe in yourself more.
Definitely.
And that's a big factor in students wanting to learn. Because if they think that they're not doing well all the time, they might get in their head that they're just not smart enough. And they get very frustrated, and that could actually cause them to act out more.
Right.
So,
and liking education, liking learning. Students have that where they're told, or they're like, through social media, that education is not good. Education is not fun. School is bad. I remember my niece telling me, "Oh God, I have school." And I said, "What's wrong with school? You see your friends, you learn new things, you know, why not?" I was like, "What, you're gonna stay at home and do nothing?" And she was like, "But it's school." I said, "So?
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that it's bad. Don't look at always just like." Then I understood that she was talking about the homeworks and the tests, and I said, "It's okay. This is how you make sure that you know what you learned is good."
Yeah.
And it's correct, and you're on the right path. It's just to make sure that you're doing the right thing. So them students liking it also, is a very important thing. Liking learning and liking education.
Yeah, I liked education. I liked going to school, seeing my friends, learning about different things. So I think that really helped me later on in life as well, when I pursued different things. But I do think that, as you said, a lot of kids don't have the same kind of environment. So it's all a matter of perspective. And as you said, the teacher is a really important part in that.
I liked learning. I didn't even know I was supposed to like them. I mean, I learned later on that I liked learning. I did not know that I was supposed to like it. I was just going with the flow,
That probably helps you because you could understand the child's perspective more.
Yeah, definitely. That helped. That made a big difference in me being a teacher, because I was like that student that was lost. I was like, one time you find me a really good student with high marks. One time, no, I didn't know what was going on. I was just going with the flow, and like I just passed. So I went through it all. Yeah, God tested me. So later on I could be a teacher.
And I want to, circle back on a point you mentioned, that, you speak a lot of words of encouragement to students. And I want to ask you something about having student engagement. Like, do you have any kind of, I would say hacks or tips, teaching tips that bring back the students' engagement and make them connected to the classroom?
So me as an English teacher, you always have to those icebreakers. You have to have those icebreaker activities, those small activities where that kills that boredom. Like where you just like, for one thing, I would put like a letter, and I was like, okay, we have like in 1 minute, find like 10 words that start with the letter R. And then students would like, because students like challenging and stuff, like, so they really like doing that. Anything that relates to them, like as a teacher, you have to have icebreakers that breaks the ice and breaks the boredom and just changes the atmosphere and attitude.
Because I remember one of my professors in your university said, and I believe this was like the first class or something, he said, like, scientifically, and he was quoting a research done, was like, he said teachers only have the first 15 or 20 minutes of students' time. And then he
15? I have 2 minutes.
That's too much. and then he was like, so that's all the time I'm gonna take for my classroom. And then for the entire, the semester, he only taught for 15 minutes, and then the rest of the minutes, it was just, whatever you want to do in class, just don't make it a chaos.
And every teacher has their way, honestly.
And the good thing is that all of us, got through that class with really good grades without the need for the teacher, with the professor's help. So
that's very good.
And with that in mind, I do want to, go on a very quick break, but we are going to come back right after the break.
Welcome back from the break. I thought we could continue on mentioning about social media and its effect on students' learning. Do you think that Instagram and TikTok are more of distractions, or can they be used as tools of learning for kids? Because it's a big thing in the world now. It's taken over everything. All kids are on all kinds of apps, tablets and whatnot, and it's so normal for them. They don't know a world before that. So how would that affect things?
Here it depends on how you're going to use it as a teacher. Now, are you going to use it for them to learn from it, or to assist you? So that's where you have to focus on. Like, for you to prepare a question where you want students to use social media, you have to do your research yourself. Prepare where they're going to research, what hashtag, why you want them to research, and what are you going to benefit out of that. As a teacher, you always have to make sure of the outcome of the objective of what you're doing. So it can be and honestly, I'll tell you one thing. I have students in the class open social media and while I'm teaching, and because they're so addicted to it, she's listening, she's focusing, she's like, what's someone like, are you liking in my class? What are you doing? And then she's like, no. I was like, yeah, you just did it on your own. Like, her hands just went there on itself. So I don't really recommend that in the class if you're going to do it through these social media, because you want them to separate between entertainment and education. You want them not to focus on social media. Like, for me, when I look at, social media, I see all that content and the thing I put, it's a backup for me. It's not everything. I still exist. I still have to be that professional teacher in class. I have to give that 120% sometimes within the class where I explain the lesson and I make sure. But at the end of the week, I might give them, what we studied this week. Why don't you go on or take this, let's say, this link and go look at it. And it's a revision for them. So that's the whole idea of having content.
Yeah.
The content creation, or as a teacher, you want students to go back to that, to revise what you taught in class. Your role is still the same role. It doesn't change. Human contact is the most important contact.
Yeah.
Never social media, be a substitute for that.
And I do want to thank, individuals like you on a very personal note because of your usage of social media for educational purposes. Because I have a very negative idea on social media for, the influencers, right? But I do want to take this moment to thank people like you who try to use this platform to spread so many good things, right? To, like you said, students now have very little attention span, and that's because of social media. So for people like you who use it to better the world, that is a very good moment for me to say thank you.
Thank you for saying that. You hate social media?
I hate the influencers type of social media.
But that's a part of it. That's not everything.
No, and I'm talking from personal experience, because the way it shaped my younger cousins' view on life and work, on education and school. Like, they're all now, what's the purpose of school and education? They're seeing the good side of social media, people traveling all the time, showing pricey stuff. It kind of influences their viewpoint on the world.
But let me tell you one thing, like, even back when I was younger, there's a lot of things that influenced us.
Yeah.
We think that actors are living the best life, or filmmakers and all those other things, so every generation does have that influence. Here's where your role and your cousin and their family and their parents, your role is a lot more important than our role. Because they're with you most of the time, they're with you on the weekend, they trust you a lot. So when you talk about them, say, this is their life, but they worked hard to be influencers. They worked hard to travel. They worked hard to get the money. But in the end, you have to have that base where you study and your education. Once you get that age with everything that you experienced, then you can be whatever you want to be. But you can't be whatever you want to be when you're still young. Yeah,
that's what I tell them, is that you're watching a person's step Z when you're still at step A.
Yeah, but remember, show them what A, B, C, D is.
Yeah, right.
Talk to them about it. Help them. And that's where the guidance comes. We have such an important role as adults, especially these days, to take things with conversation. Take it lightly. Listen to what they have to say. Listen more than talk. Let them talk about it. Let them say, okay, but didn't they how did they become famous? Didn't they have to put a lot of posts? Didn't they have to? it's a process that they don't know about. They just see the result.
They just see the end result.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So talk to them about that and tell them, even with your education, there's a beautiful result. You don't see it now, but having a degree, even those influencers have degrees,
Right. Yeah.
even those influencers. So they didn't forget their personal life. You can be whatever job you want to be, but make sure you go through it the right way and help them understand, like, it's 1 step, 2 step, 3 step. It's not 10,
Yeah, it's not
20.
taking a leap.
That's what they see, and it's normal at their age, and especially like we're living in a fast-paced, world where everything is just fast. So the more you listen, the more they'll talk, the more they'll get to the point where it's better to see it. And you can guide them to good things on social media and on influencing. Like, there are good influencers, but nowadays I feel like the whole influencing thing is very mixed,
Right. Yeah.
Like, you can have like someone that has 100 followers and they're just really good at what they're doing. So
Yeah.
it's changing with time. Yeah, it is changing.
Hopefully, yeah.
I do agree with what you're saying, especially in terms of kids these days. It's a different perspective for them. A lot of adults are like, my father, he'll limit my younger brother's screen time and my younger sister's. And that's good and important. But to them, it's not enough because their whole world has become online now. Gaming is online, talking to friends is online, learning can be online as well. So trying to curate the right content for kids, or like you said, guide them in the right direction. Because I myself can benefit from social media. There are many channels where I learn a lot of like health tips from things, or if I want to travel somewhere, I'll learn more from people who've actually experienced the place. And some people do learn languages on social media as well. So as you said, it's all about finding the right balance.
And being there for them.
Yeah.
Don't leave social media and everything open. Don't give up on them, is what I always say. Talk to them about it. They're very smart. They know so much. They
know
act
a
like
lot.
they know, but no, they need us.
Yeah.
They need our guidance. They need our support. They need our love. They need us to be there more than ever, because you don't know what's on the other side of social media. So it's an investment right now. It's just like, I'll give you an example. How we were when, let's say, my age, there wasn't like a lot of things going on, but we go outside.
Yeah.
If my parents didn't know where I'm going, if they didn't know every second where I was, then I might go and go the wrong path.
Yeah.
True.
But they knew where I was going. Same thing with social media. Know what they're doing, know what they're looking at. Sure, if they're young, take their password, see what they're checking out. These days, you have to be aware of everything. It's an investment. It's your child. It's your responsibility. It's the person you most love, and it's the person that you most need to be there for. Nothing is worth like more than your child.
Very
I always
true.
say that. So even in social media, check out what their content is. Guide them to good influencers, things that they could benefit, because they will like it. But if you let them choose, they're young. They're going to choose something that's fun.
They're going to choose anything.
Yeah, they're going to choose what's fun. So yeah, it doesn't definitely have to be there for them.
Yeah.
And actually, you said something about how smart they are, and that's so true. They actually know a lot more than we did probably at their age in terms of, how to use like technology or other things. There were a lot of things that I didn't know growing up. I learned through reading or other things.
Yeah.
They have like YouTube and all kinds of things where they have a constant stream of information.
Within minutes.
Within minutes, you learn everything.
We used to go to the library and learn so much.
If you want to learn to even play the piano or learn how to do a certain thing, you can just go online and find it.
Yeah.
It's a whole different world.
Yeah. It's how you see it.
Yeah.
It's also a very double-edged sword, because now, and again, this is just me talking personally from kids in our family or kids from my friends, they don't have great human skills. I mean, connection and
Well,
communication.
that's their parents' mistake.
Like communication skills and
I
everything.
blame parents.
No, but I'm gonna go back to another point. They are very knowledgeable about old kind of stuff, like the technology. Like one of my younger cousins was so into the technology, he was basically making his own computer.
Wow.
At a stage where he is much younger. But if you talk to him, they feel shyness, they feel awkwardness, and I think it's a very double-edged sword.
Like I said, it's the parents' job to sit with them and talk.
Yeah.
Talk, open up. They don't have to be, it's okay that they don't talk a lot. It's okay that they're shy. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. That's who they are. Like whether they have computers or they don't, it's who they are.
Yeah.
Accepting it. But leaving them just because they don't like that is not right.
Yeah.
As a parent or as whoever is okay with dealing with them or who they accept, like brothers and sisters, yeah, sure. Talk to them, let them explain what they're doing to you.
Because this is now the new normal of our world, so we gotta adapt to it.
You mean being like isolated?
No, I mean being so into technology and how social media and the tech itself influences our behaviors.
Yeah, but here, are you talking about young or are you talking about
The young people,
young
the kids
people?
and everything.
No, I think that you as a parent can walk into the room, put the iPad down,
Yeah.
take your child, go out with them. Go for ice cream.
Yeah.
Go for coffee. Go for whatever. Not coffee, but go for a drink or something. But the whole idea is for you, not just because they like that, you're okay with that. No.
Yeah.
There has to be half an hour to an hour for you as a parent with them. Listen to them, love them, show them that you care, put interest in them. Reduce the talking,
Right. Yeah.
improve the listening. You need to know who your child is, what they're doing, what their thinking is, what they like, what they dislike, so they don't grow up feeling isolated,
Yeah.
feeling ignored, feeling no one cares. I've dealt with a lot of children that end up saying that no one cares about me, and it just breaks my heart.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it does. And that's not necessary. We're the adults, we're the ones that are supposed to do our job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was actually very shy as a kid myself.
Yeah.
I would not be able to talk to like groups of people. I was very studious and everything, but I like to keep to my own world. So I hated being forced into conversations with people or family gatherings and this stuff. But as I got older and became more myself, it was okay. I'm here now with you
became a
guys.
TV
I wouldn't have been
presenter,
able to do that before,
That's
I'll
awesome.
tell you. So I do think that it's not just technology, it sometimes is the kids' personality as well. And kids they're in constant change. You're not going to be the same at 5 as 10 as 15 or even 20. They're all different stages of life, and you're going to just keep learning who you are as you go on. And my aunt is super involved in her child's life. My cousin, he's around 5-6 years old, and he's really smart and has a lot of random interests, and social media helps with that. Like for instance, he has interest in biology, and he will tell me about the OSFR, I don't even know how to say it, but different parts of the body anatomy and stuff. Maybe he'll be a doctor one day, and that's inspiring him.
Maybe.
So I do think there is a positive side to the social media as well.
Definitely. A positive side in everything.
Yeah.
Even you being shy,
Yeah.
it's okay. Like I was telling him, it's okay that they don't like to talk. It's okay. But what is not okay for me using that as an excuse and just isolating them, not talking to them. No, he's just like that. No, he likes to be alone. What do you mean? What are you doing?
True.
Go hug him. Talk to him. Just know how his day was.
Just needs some love.
Yeah, just give him some love and give him attention, and then isolate him. But don't isolate him, you know what I mean? But I mean, let him do his thing. But you have to be in their lives. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Don't isolate him. Don't give him coffee. I think those are
No,
great.
isolation, no coffee. Kids that do drink coffee these days, though.
They
Yeah.
do, yeah.
Yeah.
They are addicted to coffee. They don't just drink coffees. Yeah. But and I'm an advocate for coffee. There are so many health benefits to it. So there's that. And unfortunately, though, we have run out of time. But I do want to thank you for joining us on today's episode on The Untold.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
It was wonderful to have you, and hopefully we can have you again one day to finish discussing some of these points.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I really enjoyed it myself.
Thank you. And with that, dear viewers, we are going to take a very quick break and we'll come right back after it. And with that, unfortunately, that was all the time we've had with Awatif. But again, Lujain, I really had a wonderful time with her.
So did I. I feel like I learned a lot, and I found her stories inspiring about how she as a teacher inspires other students and the way that she teaches them. I love the comment she made on you have to give respect to get respect.
Right.
I thought that was a really beautiful idea, especially since a lot of people don't take children seriously in that way.
Yeah, and honestly, for someone like me who has a very negative opinion about social media, I was really, enlightened to sit with her as she talked us through her social media, work and everything, and to go into her profile and see the kind of education that she gives people online is such an amazing thing to see.
I think it was. And like you said, a lot of people think social media will have a negative impact on education and on children, but she made it seem like it could be really used as a good tool and that it could really further children's education if they used it in the right way.
Yeah. And the last thing I'm going to say is that I love how she emphasized the role of the environment plays in the student, right? And I think that's a very, underappreciated aspect of teaching, is that whatever goes on outside of the school. And I'm glad she emphasized that point. But unfortunately, that was all the time we've had for today's episode.
Yeah, unfortunately, that was all the time we had left. Thank you for joining us today. And I hope you join us next time, where we get to uncover people's inspiring stories. Good night.